Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review, and today we're reviewing a card by TGBC called Angel's Assault. So let's see what this is. This is a 6-mana Rage instant. Okay, so we saw Rage instants in the Earth set, and I guess I asked about what's the point of the Rage super type, and I think the answer was they're just cards that care about Rage. But okay, so anyway, I'll get to that. All right, so this is a 6-mana instant. Deal 5 damage to all creatures without flying. Add 3 Rage mana to your reserves for each creature killed this way. Get the hell out of the streets! An AC 130 is headed toward your position. That's Julianne, Resistance Leader. Okay. Okay, so overall, I like this card. I love simple cards, as you guys know, and this is a nice simple card. So kudos for that. Now, this is a pretty strong card. I mean, okay, so it's a 6-mana like board wipe, conditional board wipe, I guess. But it's instant, which is like a really big deal, right? So like you'll sometimes see like 5-mana wraths that are not conditional. This one's a 6-mana. This is also uncommon, by the way, which seems kind of bonkers. So then you get 3 Rage mana to your reserves for each creature killed this way. So again, like Rage mana I think is basically energy. Yeah. So okay, so flavor wise, I still don't really understand Rage mana. I mean, I get it mechanically now that it's basically like energy more or less. But like what from a flavor standpoint, what is Rage mana? You know? Like I would expect to see something like that on like a red card. This card feels to me like a red card anyway. It deals 5 damage. Black cards don't tend to deal damage all that often. They do sometimes, but like this one really feels like a red card to me, right? It feels like 6 mana deal 5 to all creatures without flying. That's like pretty red. And then you get the Rage mana, and Rage to me feels red. I mean, red is all about strong emotions, right? And Rage is a strong emotion. So yeah, I'm still not quite sold on the Rage mana. Like I still don't quite get the flavor of it. Yeah, so okay, so there's that. And then there's the Rage super type that I mentioned. I don't know if like so you're adding a super type here called Rage, and usually they don't like that's really rare. I don't think they really do that. So generally what they'll do is they'll if you make cards that like so okay, so for example, let's look at like Splice onto Arcane. Right, this is kind of a good example here. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen this mechanic before. You probably have, but this is from Kamigawa, a really old set. But the idea here is that like Splice on Arcane is as you play an arcane spell, you may reveal this card from your hand and pay its splice cost too. If you do, add this card's effect to that spell. So this one like basically lets you tack on abilities to casting an arcane spell, but you can see here that what they've done is they go instant dash arcane, right? They don't say arcane instant because you're adding a super type there, and super type you don't add super types like just willy-nilly, This could easily be instant dash Rage, right? And the other thing too is like I haven't seen any reason for this type to exist because there's nothing that references rage in that way. There's nothing that says like whenever you cast a rage spell, or whenever you cast a rage instant, or whenever you cast a rage creature. I haven't seen anything like that. Maybe that exists, and in that case, then what I'm saying now doesn't apply. But just the fact that this thing like has rage mechanics on it, I don't think is a good enough reason to make this a instant, like a rage instant. There's no reason for the type to exist in that case, unless you're actually referencing it in other cards. So I hope I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So and then there's the power level of this card. I think I would be completely fine with this card if it was a rare. At uncommon, I think this card's a little bit too good. Now I know that you aim your cards more towards commander, and in that case, like rarity is less of a thing. But coming from a limited player here, if this was an uncommon, this card would be bonkers. Like having a board wipe that gives you a resource for wiping the board, that's a rare effect. You don't want that at uncommon, because otherwise like the set would become kind of miserable to play, because this would show up really often. This, like, your opponent's really often going to have a board wipe basically. So you essentially have to play as if your opponents that are playing black mana just always have this card, and that's just like not a good play experience. So this should be a rare. If you're making a board wipe, it should definitely be a rare, and especially one that gives you some sort of a resource. Like, that's quite strong. This one is conditional. The damage, I guess, doesn't bother me too much. Although I'll just say, like, if this was a Wizards card, they would probably make this say -5/-5, or they would make this red. Or destroy all creatures with toughness 5 or less is another way you could do it. So, damage is rare in black. It happens, but it's rare. So, this card I'll give a 3 out of 5. Story wise, I get it. I like the flavor of it. Art's cool. I like the art. I get the flavor of this. I still don't quite understand rage mana, and there's some other issues I mentioned. So, I'll give this one a 3 out of 5, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.